Yeah, log 25.0. Time is Saturday, 3:16 a.m. GMT, April 10th, 2021. I've been doing this for 6 months now. So I think there was just one I missed, which I called out that I would. And that was the company holiday party that day, that Friday. So this is number 25. I've been doing this for 26 weeks, which is what, 6 months. So half a year of this, and doing it largely as I've been doing it from day one. Hasn't really evolved. And I don't know where it'll go. And actually last week I was thinking I'm kind of done with this, but I'm not. Last week wasn't a good one. The last week of these wasn't a good one. I just wasn't feeling well. And actually earlier this week I wasn't either. I was in type of a tizzy. I was losing it. But fortunately, just about every Friday, I feel like I break through, come through, feel good to kind of end the week. Last week being one of the few exceptions. But yeah, that's what to say about this week. So kind of closed out the quarter. There is still one outstanding renewal that needs to be signed, but it will be, assuredly. Not concerned about that. And I already touched on kind of all this last week, so no need to revisit that. And honestly, actually, I want to speak a lot less about work in these. That's one way in which I want to evolve this is less work speak. The way it's been that way largely because my life's revolved around it, and will continue to. I'm not going to change that. No plans to. But I don't need to. What I need to do is think about things outside of work, and this should be an opportunity to do so. It's okay for work to be the inspiration or, kind of behind some thinking, but the thinking needs to go beyond, just talking about work. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So that said, let's say about this week. So this week started with me up at my grandparents'. Took the train down from Leeds, or from Yorkshire, the area, down to London Wednesday night, right? And I've been back since then. And my granddad is what I call him, has a great office, honestly, something special. My other grandfather, my dad, who passed away, had a great one as well. And I look to and have a great one of my own someday too. But what I realize is I'm so entrenched in my way of working, in my desk, my monitor, my setup, my access to the patio for a cigarette and back in real quick. I'm just so entrenched in my way of doing things that it's difficult for me to even disrupt myself ever so slightly, even if it's just to change where I'm working from, and that's not okay. I need to be able to be a little bit more flexible. I don't think I have the type of job nor the type of temperament to be able to work, a coffee shop, for instance, like some people can, or, here or there, anywhere. Given my role, I'm constantly on calls with customers. I can't just work from a coffee shop for that reason alone, really. But even if it weren't for the nature of the role, I think just the nature of me, I'd love to be able to be, I think, the type of person that can listen to music and get shit done. But actually, I need sort of silence. There's some kind of, maybe like trance without like lyrics I can listen to and just kind of churn stuff out. And there's certain types of work, of course, I can do, with music too. But for the most part, I guess I'm not the type of person I wish I were, which is the person that can get work done anywhere. They were just too distractible, or even with like lyrics, for instance, I just listen to the lyrics and it distracts me from what I'm doing, and I'm very single-minded. I can't multitask for shit. So yeah, and that said, I've also, I think, just become kind of an old man in some ways, in the sense that I need my desk, my space, my place, I don't know, I'm entrenched in my way of work, right? This stretches back I mean, I've been working from home since before I moved out here. And I don't know how well I would work on an office again, to be honest. We'll see, right? Um, and like I talk constantly about how, like, time the tasks I'm doing. And I remember it's very easy to do that when you're working alone on your own. For the most part, it's just a matter of remembering to kind of click clock, right? But when I was started working up very briefly, when I was working in the office out here for like maybe not even a month, I just couldn't. I had to abandon it altogether because there's this constant this and that type of distraction and trying to clock anything or stop and start, impossible. Whereas when you're on your own, you can kind of compartmentalize or segment, or tasks, do this then that, and there's no like distraction unless you really allow it. But anywho, that's the like kind of work speak. But I really did kind of lose my cool just like yesterday, actually. Like I don't know how else to explain, except I was like in a total tizzy, right? Preparing for presentation I was having to do, and all these calls I had to hop to and from before it. And was kind of even like dismissive on the calls, just trying to get off the call so I can get back to completing the presentation. Um, and Yeah, and it was a little bit embarrassing, actually. I was on the call with my boss, our CEO, and one of the SEs and the two other CSMs, and I had to start the call because I own the call. Which fuck Zoom with that shit. Like Google's better. Google Hangouts is better in the sense that you can just start without you, actually, as far as I can tell. Right? None of this having to have the host start it sort of thing. Of course, you can pass off the host once you're on it, but just even getting it started, I don't know. But anywho, um, and I was like, I can't be on this call. I gotta go. Like, it was bad, but not a good look. But it's how I felt, and I'm not good at kind of. I don't think what I wish I was better at is kind of a poker face or poker type personality. I don't even know how to explain it, but like not wear my heart on my sleeve so much, so to speak. Like I'm all good with being authentic and genuine, and proud to be, or want to be. But when I lose my cool, I wish I could be more calm and collected. More like a stiff upper lip English type instead of like emotional type Turk type. If that makes any sense whatsoever. Um, but uh, but yeah, something to work on. Yeah, like keep staying calm, cool, collected, keep the composure. Don't let things phase me. Honestly, that's a real sign of like maturity. That's what I need to get to as far as growing up and getting older and more mature. So, and that, I mean, also is kind of it's how I grew up. My family is very much like that, right? Like very, don't really hide our emotions much. If anyone does, be my mom the most. But um, yeah, I don't need to wear it, especially in the workplace. Right? Like your emotions, man. Gotta keep it cool. Um, Not that I feel like it was terribly inappropriate or anything like that. Not like emotional as in like I blew up on somebody. It was just like very obvious that I was losing it, and I had to cut, and it's not very polite, and just like the easiest way to kind of explain how I was coming off was like I was about ready to flip the table, but they couldn't see me behind, you know. Anyway, bounce back today. I'm bipolar like that, right? Which, by the way, when people drop the bipolar thing, like not inappropriately, but improperly, right? Like, oh, they're so bipolar because they're hot and cold, or um, does it bother me, right? Not really. I get why people do it and I use it wrongly, right? But I do think it's just as long as people understand that that's not actually what bipolar is about, right? It's just yeah. But yeah, one thing too about being bipolar is when people find out you're bipolar, so many people bipolar, always confess they feel like they are also. And it's one of those things that's like, I think we all are to a degree. It's just there's spectrum at play, right? Um, Anywho, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, and also like, being at my grandparents too, like the thing that like disrupts me some is, even something like dinner, like they want to know my grandma wants to know when she can make dinner. And it's like, I'm used to just force feeding myself when I'm ready, right? Right. When I feel like the time is right, not having to plan around a dinner time. Um, and and yeah, I just need to be very conscious of the fact that I feel like living on my own like this for so long and working, from home for so long too. I just don't want to become too inflexible, and I want to be more um, composed. Those are the two, I think, key takeaways from like this week. And just in general, it's not like this week was some sudden like realization or epiphany. I've been aware of this before, but underscored it, just yesterday, for instance. Um, and yeah, like love to like work from wherever, be the type that can just like have a laptop and get shit done from wherever they are in the world. But I don't think I ever have been, and I doubtful I ever will be. Personally, I just rather have the perfect office, very stationary, um, and get away from it, right? Not carry it with me. Be able to get work done in my perfect space or place, well, and then walk away from it as well. Um, and be able to. We had a 4-day weekend this week in the UK, but I got blown up on Friday by some US customers as well as on Monday. And granted, I just ignored it. Not granted, sometimes I don't. A lot of times I haven't. This time I did. I said, nope, enough. Um, Out of respect to my grandparents too, and being up there with them, but self-respect as well. And I needed it. I was losing it. I mean, just look back at like this log last week, and you can see why I needed to just not even try to respond. But did by the time Tuesday came, so there's that. But here again, talking way too much about work. But what I will say about work is I'm trying to make this work to a degree so I never have to really work again, right? Like that's really what this is all about. Never have to work a corporate gig again is the ideal outcome of all the work I'm doing here. Not to say that I'll never work corporate again, but ideally come out of this, however this ends up, ideal outcome, never have to. And ideally could be just, running my own store, running my own shop, running my own boutique hotel, running my own whatever, family business oriented type thing. And I've touched on this before, but that's what I'm trying to get to. And I'll put in all the work I can as a single man living on my own, no attachments, no no distractions, just all in, pot committed toward the outcome of never having to do this again, like this. I'm never having to work corporate again, never having, and I don't know if I said this last time, but what really made it resonate for me, and I was saying this to my mom the other week as well, is that, my aunt, she's very, very competent, very intelligent, very like in the family, I think considered to be the most intelligent type, right? And very successful as well. And, RIP, passed away, right? Just last year, not even like maybe September, I think it was. Um, but I remember when I saw her like shortly before she passed, right? She was talking about her career, her role, how she was looking at maybe, she was interviewing or planning on interviewing somewhere else, looking at making a move or trying to maybe make a move within the company she was at or move to another company or this or that. And, even though she was at 55 or so, 54, 53, 52, maybe actually, whatever it was, and she has very youthful energy also. But still, what my takeaway from that was that I don't want to be 50 anything and talking about my career or thinking about interviewing somewhere else or thinking about where, leaving this job for another job, like I just don't want that for me. I want to be 50, sitting in front of my cafe, running my cafe sort of thing, right? Like with my young children, wife, or, whoever, people I personally employ. Just run my own thing, not have to and worry about building that up as opposed to building out my career, which the moment I pass just evaporates. And all that's left is maybe the memories I share with the people that I worked with, or they have of me working with them. But like, there's no like concrete thing left behind. Whereas I want something that I can leave behind. I don't want to be thinking about fucking career at fucking 50. I want to get past that as soon as possible. That's what I'm saying. So that's what this is all about. And in all likelihood, there probably will be at least maybe probably one more corporate gig after this where I try and cash out on, probably get where I could get paid proper. But who knows? Depends on how successful this is. Maybe it doesn't have to be that way, we'll see. Um, what else to say about this week? Well, other thing I regret about this week is like I started handing over accounts to the CSM. I didn't do it very well. I need to build her up a little bit more in the intro and kind of formalize it somehow, some way better. That was a thing, just note to self sort of thing, and improve on that next week. And next week, this weekend, maybe even I really just want to focus on like the playbook for the team and the company, and doing all the stuff that needs to be done administratively, as opposed to being stuck in the trenches of customer tasks. But unique about today. So today, DMX died, who was easily my favorite rapper as a teenager. Surprise, surprise, I guess. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people might assume Eminem, and yeah, sure, I loved Eminem. I actually like D12 more than Eminem, to be quite frank. Like Devil's Night, that CD was fucking legit, man. I loved it. But no, my favorite rapper from my teenage years was DMX, dude. He died today, so RIP DMX. I didn't even, that said, he was my favorite rapper as a teenager, but I didn't even know until like this week when the news came out that he was hospitalized, that DMX stood for Dark Man X, right? Maybe I did know that and forgot. I don't know though, but yeah. Also, what Prince Philip died today too, and talked to my buddy, one of my buddies, right? He called me again, so it's a second time really talking. I feel like second or third really talking. But here, the issue here is he called me. I should have called him. I should call him. I will call him. You remember too, I owe him that. And he, pokes me about it too. He's like, why haven't you called me, bro? Like, he's not making no, bones about, calling me out for not calling him, And then speaking with him today, I mean, he's good. He's like an upbeat guy, just in general, has that, kind of temperament. But he does get depressed too, right? Like, like funny people do. He's a funny guy too, right? But like funny, fun-loving people, like they say, are oftentimes, behind it all, maybe the most depressed, or I definitely feel most maybe susceptible to depression too. It was a good call with him, but I came out of that call feeling like I didn't ask him enough about how he was doing too, right? It was more just us catching up kind of thing, or not even necessarily catching up, just like really talking, right? Catching up would have been me more asking him how he's doing. He was doing a lot of asking of me how I'm doing. I didn't do enough asking of him how he's doing, especially, and why it's especially like, why, because his mom recently passed, right? And I didn't even ask, how he's doing since his mom passed. And I just kind of fell into us talking as like, buddies. But at the very end of the call, I got this distinct impression that I really didn't give him what he needed, which was me, really asking like how he's doing and digging into that. but he did end the call right earlier than I would have liked. I'd love to keep talking, but maybe he also ended the call because I wasn't getting to that too. So no, but not to overthink it, just like note to self, right? Like that's still all love between us. But I need to do that, and I need to call my other buddy who recently had renal failure. Right, I haven't called him. I think he's still in the hospital. I don't even know what the latest update is. He hasn't updated us, and that's concerning also. So um, I need to reach out to him, see how he's doing too, and properly call him. I don't think I've talked to him on the phone all the time I've been out here. There's a lot of group chat, right? And no, we have talked as a group though, with video, group video, but I need to one-on-one talk to him. The whole concept of should, right? There's a lot to be said about that. I think a lot of people live with this like should in their lives more than others, right? And I think it's okay, to have this strong like uh should bone in your body, right? But it's also important if you do have that you follow through and do what you know you should. Otherwise, I think you just toxicify yourself with the guilt you may not even realize you're giving yourself, right? Or even not guilt may not even be the right word. It's just like there's things I know I should do and I don't. Whether I think I just it just eats me, even like maybe subconscious without even thinking about something like it's just bad juju, like bad leads bad mojo. Like it's just like I become a worse. I don't know how to say it, but then some people I don't think really have this big should bone in their body. They just kind of could or I did or didn't, or do or don't, or I don't know. I haven't really flushed out or thought it through, but something to be said about that. So note to self: let's put a pin in that one. I love that phrase. Put a pin in that. Um, Also, over the weekend, the landlord came through, right? Update on that front, left the key under the doormat so he could access and came through. Extractor sounds like it's working. It's very faint sound, which I guess is good that it's not extremely loud, but I haven't actually put it to the test yet. Only taken one shower since I've been back, right? Today, no less. What else did he fix? The Hive, I guess, is supposed to be fixed. I haven't tried it yet. I'm gonna validate that. And he invited me to the fucking app so that I could control the fucking thermostat. So stupid. I mean, I'm okay with the whole like, an app to control my thermostat as long as there's a manual override of the thermostat. The fact I need an app to control my fucking thermostat is so stupid, dude. Why can't I also just turn thermostat like any goddamn thermostat from fucking 50 years ago? For real. Oh, that's the other thing too. My grandparents' place, they run the place so hot. That is something may not sound like a big thing, but it's huge. Like it's very disruptive. Like I feel like tired. I feel like I can't focus like as well, right? Fortunately, the office is not as hot like the living room, but they keep that place so hot, dude. Like it just throws me off. Something like that, right? Threw me off earlier this week. It's just good to get back to my cold ass place so I can work better. But what else was he supposed to fix or do that he did? Oh, the TV is supposed to be. All right, I gotta test that, see that. Okay, not right now though. And this weekend I gotta do taxes. I mean, America's so stupid with this taxes, dude. I mean, there's a hilarious meme out there. Is you have to pay us money, right? The government's like, you have to pay us money. Okay, how much do I owe us? Owe you? Oh no, you have to figure out how much you owe us and then pay us that. Okay, what if I get it wrong, right? Oh, we know how much you really owe us. If you get it wrong, we'll penalize you, put you in jail. Speaking of DMX, I think he went to jail for, among other things, right? Tax fraud too. That's how they really get you. They got Lauryn Hill that way as well, right? Who else? Wesley Snipes. Who else? I don't even know. but countless others. I mean, they got how they ended up getting Capone too. Um, but anyway, I mean, it's such a stupid system, man. Like in England, there's no filing taxes. They take it out of your paycheck, and you have to at the end of the year, or not the end of the year, but like April 15th, figure out what the fuck you owe and go through that. Fortunately, it's not so bad with TurboTax, but the reason I'm especially peeved by it now is I'm not making any money in America. America doesn't pay me anything. I'm not, only benefit of being American for me right now is, I guess, my American passport, I suppose, right? But I'm paying taxes to America, but what benefit do I get from America? Outside the passport that you have? Um, none. And that's the thing about America too, whether people realize this or not, is that it's like maybe the only, I don't know if it's the only, but certainly one of the few, where no matter where you make your money in the world, no matter where you live or where you make your money, you still owe the IRS. It says it in the passport too. And this is one thing that people forget. A lot of people want to have like kids in America, so they're American, but as soon as you're American, you owe the IRS the moment you're an adult, right? And through the rest of your life, right? So there's these stories of people that, were maybe born in America, 1 year old, left to France, lived in France their whole life, but they still owe taxes to the US. Craziness, right? Whereas other countries, right? If I'm British, for instance, and I go live in Spain, and I make money in Spain, I live in Spain, I just owe taxes to Spain. No, don't owe anything back to England. And this is the long arm of the IRS, right? So this is where it sucks. So there is an agreement in place between the UK and the US for up to a certain amount of money. I don't owe the US, right? But after a certain amount of money, and I do make after that certain amount of money, I not only owe UK taxes, but US taxes too on that extra certain amount. And that's only because they have a special relationship. If they didn't have the special relationship, I'd be paying double tax point blank, right? But because UK and US do, I only start paying tax both after the certain amount I make. But still, that's still taxes I'm paying to two countries when I'm only living in one and only getting paid by, in one. Anyways, another thing to be done. Another thing that really got to me this week as well was my teeth, bro. I'm looking at my teeth. I don't want to show. They're bad, bro. Like among the gums, I think my gums may be receding, which is scary. I had a girlfriend once who was like paranoid about her gums receding. So she was only like, what, 21 at the time, 21, 22. And like paranoid about it. And like so paranoid about it that like she's explaining to me like it's really kind of impossible or very difficult or whatever to repair or fix for. And I'm realizing not only is my gums receding, but it's very like brown down where the teeth meet the gums that look like they're receding. And I'm like, shit, man, I take horrible care of my teeth, always have been bad about it. And this is like permanent damage type stuff. And that really got to me. So I gotta go buy. That's another thing. Gotta do. I mean, I will do, right? This weekend is buy an electric toothbrush, but an electric toothbrush with a head that gets replaced with like a flosser thing. So I can just like use one of those as well. And like I talk about like not showering every day, working from home. I mean, there's days I'll go without brushing my teeth. That's how bad. I mean, to be honest, right? Not I wouldn't say like 3 days, but there'll be maybe a back-to-back day here or there where I don't brush my teeth at all, right? Or has been. Won't be anymore, is what I'm saying. So I'll get that fucking electric toothbrush too. But that's only because I work from home. I wake up, make myself coffee, go have a cigarette. I mean, the coffee's so bad for the teeth. Cigarettes so bad for the teeth. How much coffee do I have every day? How many cigarettes do I smoke every day? And to not even brush your teeth every day, what do you expect? Stupid ass. These are the things I need to start focusing on though too, I'm so consumed with like work only that I haven't even been doing like the most basic fucking things. And it's not like There's not time to fucking brush my teeth. There's no excuses with that sort of thing, so uh, I still believe there's really no time to like date and all that, right? But it's certainly time to fucking brush your teeth. And all the cigarettes you smoke, you could probably do some sit-ups instead. I'm probably should, you know, some push-ups, some sit-ups, some crunches, whatever, motherfucker. Just like no excuses for that kind of crap. Once I get, this accounts transition, all this stuff, then maybe do the dating thing too when I have like the time for it, to be honest. That there needs to be time for, like, or mind space for, There's a couple of times when I first downloaded the apps where I'll just like swipe, say hello, person would say hello. I wouldn't even notice they said hello till later. One time it was like a week later. I was like, there's nothing I can do to respond to that, right? Like, obviously, I'm not ready to do this. That's just when I'm ready, do it right. And when I'm ready, maybe even pay for the shit so that I can just see everybody that viewed me, not play this stupid game of, oh, there's people hidden behind here that liked you, but you can't see until you swipe forever and you happen to swipe the same way as the right as them or whatnot. I don't know. Like, I had a buddy who, had a great perspective on it and worked out for him. He just got into it. Like, I think within the first month, I just paid for a full month. I went all in that month and found, what is now like the love of his life, right? Did it quick, found her quick, and just pot committed. Said, look, this is the time for me to find someone. When I found someone that I think he says, I don't think he's ever said this to me explicitly, but like can tell it, feels like she like saved his life, right? In lots of ways, right? So yeah, when I'm ready to do that, maybe that's what I do. And to get ready to do that is getting my evenings back by transitioning these accounts, get that time in, then make that push to find someone. I don't feel horribly motivated to find someone, but I need to just go for it, bro. Like, you don't want to, I'm glad that I'm not like lonely and all that, and I don't feel like I need somebody. And there were times in my life where I felt like I did, and now I don't, and that's good. But dude, get out, man. Don't be a loser. Like, get out, get laid, bro. Like, freaking find love, man. Seriously, just what's more beautiful in life than love? So even if you don't, just, have fun, meet people, go experience London. No better way to really experience a new city than like, by dating in many ways. There's been those I know that, new to like San Francisco, for instance, and they said when you don't know anybody, really, it's all about the dating apps because it's a great opportunity to A, meet people, but B, find people to like really go explore the city with in a way. So yeah, let's do that in starting May, maybe. And yeah, I don't know that I have much more to say today. And if I can't think of something to say next, then maybe leave it at that. I think that's good enough for me. Just do feel like I'm missing something though, but it's always next week. So with that said, much love, be happy, do good. I love you, Mom.